Hey, Mark here at Precision Sail Loft. Today we're talking about telltales. So what are telltales? Telltales are pieces of string or nylon that are attached to the sail that help us see how the wind is reacting with the sail. As wind is invisible, it's hard for us to know what's going on with the flow of air over your sail. On head sails, you usually have 3 sets of telltales, one on each side of the sail, up at the front on the luff of the sail. And this shows us how the wind is interacting with the luff of the sail. Once you get the luff of the sail correctly trimmed, you should see your telltales flowing freely aft in a horizontal fashion. So for head sails and the use of the telltale, when you're actually looking at them, you will see the telltale streaming 90 degrees aft of the luff. If you see the telltale start to vibrate or move up and down, you know that your airflow is not connected. So, for instance, if your outside telltale begins to fall, you can see it through the sail here, you can see my hand. If it begins to fall, you know that you need to ease the sheet to change the apparent wind angle of the luff to expose the telltale to the wind. This creates laminar airflow over the sail and allows the sail to work at its most efficient setting. On mainsails, your telltales are usually along the leech. There'll be 3 or 4 telltales. They are basically controlled by your main sheet and your traveler. So when you see the telltales hanging on your mainsail, try using the main sheet. The old adage of when in doubt, let it out really applies here. It's one of those sort of old terms that everybody that's been around a sailboat has heard, but it really does apply here. You want to, at the very most, keep the top telltale flying. That is a very good indicator that you have the airflow on evenly on both sides of the sail for the majority of the sail. Therefore, getting the most efficiency or the most power out of your mainsail. So one of the other options we offer is a telltale window. You can see this sail has no window or clear panel. You can set the telltales on a circular clear panel that allows you to see both telltales at the same time. As you can see my hand through the sail. Depending on the light conditions that you're sailing in, sometimes it's hard to see on the outside of the sail, see what the outside telltale is doing. Your judgment and all your calls are based on what the inside telltale is doing. It's always nice to be able to see inside and outside at the same time, and it's a great option, a very popular option on dinghy sails. But also we do supply telltale windows on larger sails. So just don't forget when you're learning about telltales that it's a very dynamic thing. It's ever changing. You are never going to have the perfect setting for very long. As cruising sailors, we periodically check the telltales when we're out cruising. As racers, we're constantly checking the telltales, making adjustments, trying to find that perfect setting. That perfect setting rarely lasts more than a minute. Don't fear when you're trying to set your telltales and they aren't behaving or not doing what you want. Keep trying, keep experimenting, and remember that your telltales are probably one of the quickest, most reliable sources of information that you can get on your boat in a short time. Again, just have a fun day on the water and keep an eye on your telltales.